Oh my God.
Justin and the twins are building a Bighorn on a budget. And they'll answer the question, what is the bare minimum accessory list to build an off-road tourer in 2025? For the first time ever, the Patriot crew have a strict build budget and a strict deadline to get this 1500 Ram Bighorn touring ready. But with so much gear to fit and with so little time, can the twins get the build finished on time and on budget?
Control box on top of the winch doesn't fit. The holes in the roof is just not happening.
The twins are about to find out that this might be an impossible build.
Yeah.
Morning guys, welcome to Patriot HQ here on the Gold Coast. If you've clicked on the thumbnail, obviously you know we're about to start a brand new build. We actually got a Bighorn. So, a Ram 1500 Bighorn, you watched the videos, and when I sent the video over and I said, mate, I reckon this is where we need to start, it was kind of a no-brainer. If you haven't checked out that video on the Bighorn, I've done a review a few months back on the new Ram 1500 Bighorn, which is their entry level as far as price point goes. So this is, I think, the perfect base to start with, because most of the stuff that you get on the upper models, exterior, you're gonna change anyway. Like your suspension, your wheels, your bar work. Good thing about these things is very, very minimum on chrome as well. And the interior in these is a little bit more basic. There's no touch buttons, there's all dials and controls. Again, if you watch the Bighorn video, cloth interior. But the big difference is we've actually gone with a 5'7" bed, not the 6'4" long bed that I did the review on. The color I am wrapped with. I think the color, that is probably the nicest blue I think of any brand new car. I wasn't really too sure about the color when the color was picked. Once again, I'm absolutely stoked to be building this platform. We're not gonna put anything on this that isn't needed. Once again, this thing needs to stay as a daily driver, but it's gotta be a really capable tourer, and we're gonna do a little bit of hardcore stuff with it as well. Let's get down and get the first modification fitted. We're gonna do that straight away. Something very exciting has just happened in the off-road industry in Australia. One of the biggest brands from the United States has now linked up with one of the biggest brands here in Australia, and we're going to reveal to you what's going on, which I think is some really, really cool stuff for the 4x4 industry. And then we'll get the twins on it, and I'm going to run you through what I think are only the necessities to go touring in Australia.
Starting with a 1500 Bighorn from Ram, the twins will fit bar work and winch, lights, roof platform, as well as wheels and tyres. And, of course, there are a few surprises along the way, starting with a trip to Fulcrum Suspension.
All right, here we go. The kit, they've got it all laid out for me. The boys and girls are in there doing something. I'm just going to quickly run you through. I'm back here at Fulcrum, obviously. Now, we've started a really good relationship with these guys down here, and you've already seen a couple of different kits that they're starting to do for us. But like I mentioned before, something really exciting has just happened, I think, in the off-road scene here in Australia. Fulcrum have now partnered with Fox USA, Fox Shocks. So Fulcrum at the 200 and whatever stores across Australia are now distributing and taking care of all of the Fox products, and to me that's awesome. This is the first kit getting installed with the new partnership between Fulcrum and Fox. So, what does that really mean? I think from the shock point of view, I won't go into too much detail on the shocks. I think everybody is now starting to understand what remote resis are all about, and you do have the ability with these ones to adjust the shock. So, the kit that we're fitting, there are 2.50 remote resis in the front and in the rear, and you've got two different speeds of compression adjustment. So you can adjust the high speed compression and you can adjust the low speed compression. Super high quality, really, really cool stuff. Now, you couple that with the Fulcrum parts and the Super Pro range of parts, upper control arms, correct the geometry in the front when we go up on the lift, and then you can start getting into any other products that you need. One of the things that we're gonna change on this kit though, we're not actually gonna install the springs. In the back here, I've got an Airbag Man full air replacement. So what we're gonna do in the rear here, typically you'd have a rear spring in the back, being that this truck, like I said, is gonna be towing a lot of different weights, from 4 ton to a 1 ton Patriot camper. The advantage with this kit, which we'll get into a little bit later on when we install it, is we can readjust the spring load rating in the rear to suit the ride of what he's towing. So let's get into it. Let's get into this install, and I'll be back here in, I reckon, probably 3 or 4 hours once this kit's done. I'll give you a bit of feedback on how it rides.
Suspension is the one part that you just can't get wrong. And everyone's a little uncertain about how the new kit will perform on its maiden voyage to Tassie. And this is the first time the Fulcrum crew have fitted this kit to this car. And getting it done right now means it won't all go wrong when it matters. While this ain't their first rodeo, it's fingers crossed that everything's been checked and tuned just right.
All right, a couple of hours later and I'm back and the job's done. The boys are finished. Really, it's quite a straightforward install when you're just talking shocks and springs and the up and control arms. Other big advantages of going to a suspension store, wheel alignment is something that needs to be done, torque settings is something that needs to be done, and setting the ride height is not as simple as everyone may think. These guys down here have a couple of different methods that they can set ride height, and they can even go as far as, if you have fully adjustable shocks, they'll put the car on the scales, get all the corner weights. So it's one of those expert things that, look, at the end of the day, realistically, suspension's not something that I'm comfortable in fitting even, but the twins definitely are. You can see the blue upper control arms here, remote resis, the canisters are mounted in the top. It's not just about the bling factor when you see remote reservoir canisters mounted in the guards. It's not just to show off everyone, look, I've got remote resis, it's for the adjustability. So you've got really easy access over the top of the tyres, both of those compression clickers, and once again, we've got high speed and low speed. We've also got this big retaining ring at the top there so we can set the preload on the spring, which can adjust the height as well, and will also change the characteristics of that spring. So it'll give you a little bit more spring if you need it. They've set the car up at about 3 inches for me, which is what I've asked for. Now we're going to be loading this thing up, bull bar, winch, side steps, rear bar. Got something really exciting happening on the back here, a first for Australia. But I've also got the adjustability of the ride height with the coil spring replacement. So like I showed you guys earlier, normally this is where your spring would sit, but we've got from Airbag Man a full air replacement kit, meaning there is no spring in the rear. So I think I'm really stoked that Fulcrum have decided to partner with Fox. I think it is a match made in heaven. If you're looking for the premium stuff, and this is the real top end stuff.
Stage 1 of the Ram Bighorn build is done, and Justin's dropping it off to the twins, who'll spend just 72 hours finishing the build.
What do you reckon? Do you like it?
I think it's cool. I kind of like it.
So we're doing a build.
The Tassie trip is only days away, and if the Bighorn isn't finished, the whole trip is off.
This is what we're going to be putting into it. So we won't go through the whole lot here, but all of the guys involved that you'll see, you know, right throughout Patriot Games. Mickey Thompson tyres, we've gone with Method wheels for this thing, we're putting Rhino Rack gear on it. Some really cool new stuff from Off-Road Animal is going on this as well. And then we've got a product that's going to go on this thing at the end, which is an Australian first. You guys know what's coming for the back.
Yes, I'm very excited about
that.
Yeah.
So let me just say the tub's going to be staying on there, but we're going to do something to the tub that's never been seen in Australia before. We're doing a bit of testing for another really good mate of mine on a brand new product that he's going to be launching into Australia.
This thing is not fully sold on the colour, but Dad's...
I think once it's built,
Dad's never chosen an ugly build.
yeah,
So it's pretty much guaranteed to look good.
yeah. The first thing I do to a car is a roof rack. Just get out of the way, working up high on trestles. This is now a staple item in the roof rack industry. You don't just have normal legs coming down. It looks weird. You want to close up that gap, make it all look nice and uniform. So that's what the backbone does, and we really think it's the best option over roof and rack. So excited to get this on. We've done this many times on Rams and every other car, so this should be a pretty easy job.
Okay,
Christian's just gone to the shop to get some carbide bits. So while he's doing that, I'm just gonna set up the roof rack, get the bars in the right position. So then when we are done and we get the backbone on, it's just literally bang this on, a job done. So, oh, they've got a different kind of torque wrench going on. Every single other version of this new style rack is that kind of like a T-bar sort of torque wrench, but one has a fancy pants. One that will give you a bit more leverage and I'd say hurt your hand a bit less, because when your palm's like directly over the top when it clicked, it would kind of like lock your hand. So that's pretty nice. Always innovating. I actually like that. That's cool. Look at that. Fits perfectly. That's right in the middle of where it needs to be. So got that right off the rip. Very nice. Alright, so if you guys haven't ordered a Rhino rack in the past year or two, or you wouldn't notice that they've completely redesigned their platform. So this is, from what I can see and what I can tell, a lot more aerodynamic and reduces wind noise. First thing that they've done, obviously this is the underside of the rack. So they've got these little angled down parts on the front. So wind hits this, goes around and just kind of evens back out and shoots them through. Like on the back, it doesn't have that. So that's one way to tell where the front is. They also have this little plastic piece that goes in this channel. So if you do want to put things in here, you can, and then you can just cut down this and kind of just move them together. Then they've got this piece. It goes in the front, and these bars, it kind of tucks in the front, kind of like that, and then it just pushes down, and then also makes that very aerodynamic. So very little wind noise, if not nothing at all. It obviously it depends on what you've got on your roof and all of your accessories, but just the roof rack by itself, there is absolutely a no wind noise, and it's absolutely amazing. Kind of laying out what we have for the Rhino rack, just so we know what we can and can't put on. I think the best part about the Rhino rack system is all this stuff that you can bolt on them directly from Rhino rack. There's a lot of different products, and they're all very, very nice. We've got a little case mount thing, so you don't have to directly bolt the case onto the rack. You just kind of got these little corner bits, and that comes with some tie downs. That's cool. Never seen that one before. A batwing bracket, so that's for their awning. We've got their awning up there. Got some universal mounts, so those will go with the shovel holder, so you can mount the shovel on the side of the car. Oh, actually, this matches the car. That's gonna look sick up there. That's cool. Okay, I like the color. Everything is good in the world.
Assembly of the Rhino rack platform is done and ready to install. But the twins hit a roadblock when they attempt to drill the fitment holes. This isn't the start they needed.
The holes in the roof, it's just not happening. It's now 10:30. We started at 7 and we still have about 6 more holes left. So we're gonna try and work out some other ideas on how to get holes into this roof, but that is an absolute pain in the ass. So yeah, we've already got holes in the roof now, so we can't go back. So just got to keep on moving. Bit has arrived. Ashton's shown up and he's giving me the bit. As you can see there, or maybe you can't see, it's a flat tip bit. It's also got the barrel the whole way around, but the flat tip has the blades in it, so we can just slap her in the hole and just dig straight and down. So this is the only thing we figured out can work, only because it's our own mess up. So we're gonna have to cop this one on the chin with using not the correct tool, but the job will still come out exactly the same. It's just taken about 6 times longer than it should have. But let's start die grinding.
So the issue that we had, this is the second roof rack install we've ever done where you physically have to drill into the roof to mount nutsots into it. The first time we got way more of it on Dad's 2500, but this time we began with dull bits, so that's probably where we went wrong first.
we didn't have any cutting compounds. We were just like, oh yeah, send it. And we were spinning the drill way too fast. So it got through the first layer of sheet melt, and when it went into the second, the drill bit point actually hardened the second layer because it was hot from not having cutting compound, and we were spinning it too fast. So ended up getting way too hot and actually giving the second layer a heat treatment. But we've sorted that now. We've got a die grinder with a flat tip on it. So we just put that in the hole, send it through the second sheet, and yeah, she's happy now. So it's taken all day to figure that out, but we're here now, so it's fixed. We've got the first rail on for the roof rack, waiting for Ash to get back with tools so we can get the other side mounted. But for right now, so we're not wasting time, I'm gonna grab the tool kit out because we have to get the spare tire out from under the back because we are putting on the off-road animal rear bar. Let's grab our tools and let's get into it, eh?
Oh yeah, high five. Oh yeah, bud. So this is a off-road animal, a rear bar for the Ram. The last off-road animal rear bar we've done was on the black D-Max, if you guys remember that. This Ram one definitely seems less involved compared to that one because we had to kind of cut the OEM. A rear bar. I don't know if they've changed that design or not, but this should be an absolute piece of cake, and I'm very excited. This is one of those mods that's very easier to do and can change with the car very easily. So exciting.
After burning hours and melting drill bits, the twins are getting straight onto the bar work from Off-Road Animal. The boys have fitted multiple bars, so they're hoping this install will recover the lost time they spent on the roof rack.
That actually looks bloody gangster, and for not having to remove the factory tow bar, I thought that the tow bar was going to look way out of place with that bar on it, but thing lines up mint. Very, very happy with that. All right, day's over. We wasted a bit of time because of our issue with the roof rack, which once again, that was our fault, but roof rack's on, got the boxes on top, bat wing is on the inside, and we're just finishing up the rear bar now. Got the thing all mounted up, just need to actually tighten the bolts, but I mean, mate, she looks bloody premium. So we're just gonna get that all finished up. That's the end of day number 1. Day number 2, you should see a hell of a lot more change. And day number 3, we're planning for wiring. So look at the big girl as she sits, looking absolutely beautiful. Ashton, what do you think, mate?
I got torn just like that.
Yeah.
Exactly how it is.
It's perfect. Love it. What's up, guys? It is day number 2, working on the big blue Ram, which we still don't have a name for it, but we're going to try and figure out something. So today, task number 1, off-road animal predator bar is going to be going on. So I'm going to get the factory bar off. Ashton's going to prep the new bar with all of the bits and pieces from the factory one, and then I'm going to get the mounts and all of that onto the car, so then we can spend our time more efficiently, mesh it, and just come
the goal for
perfectly.
Today is not just fit a roof rack and a rear bar.
Yeah.
We're going to try and get some more stuff done.
We're going to try and not be idiots.
I love how, like, off-road animal, anytime that we build a car, they just know, are we going to get a Toro bar? But when Juzzy kind of gives them free rein, they always send a Predator bar, and it always seems to work very well.
We like hoops, Dad doesn't like hoops, so
it's going to look good, and nice and tucked in, a bit of lighting, and with the 30 bars on that, it's going to look sweet.
Okay, let's do it.
Go team!
Woo!
Day 2, and the twins have made an early start on the off-road animal front bar. They were hoping to get the bar installed on day 1, but they burn some much needed hours spinning drill bits when trying to fit the Rhino rack platform. It's time to play catch up if they're going to make the tight deadline before the boat to Tassie.
This is the first time I've ever seen guards behind the bumper. That's a separate piece. So you don't have to cut the actual inner. You just pop the part behind the guard off. So when you're fitting a bar, you don't have to cut it. It's such a basic thing, but not having to mess with factory parts that much just makes working on the car so much more enjoyable, for sure.
It also means that you can always turn it back to stock, or you can resell your stock parts for more money, get a bit of cash back. Okay, that's what a guy math is.
Yeah.
If you buy a bull bar for $3,000, but you sell your factory front bar for $500, it technically only costs you $2.5.
That's exactly how it works. There's no guy math there. There's not trying to. You're not
like,
trying to beat it.
I know, but like it never cost $3,000. That was just like a myth.
Yeah.
But like that never
Exactly.
even
I was born for it, I was made for it. Working before I was paid for it. Ain't no
Justin's checking in to get a progress update, and while he might not show it, he's a bit nervous about where the twins are up to after losing time on day one.
Morning.
Hello, mate. How you going? Sorry, boys, haven't had a chance to get over here.
That's alright.
Bullbuck,
Yeah, getting it. Good.
what do you need?
We need your opinion on some lights. We have some options.
What do you think?
We've got two 7 inches and two 9 inches, and we've got 4 holes for lights. If you want to do 9s at the centers, then 7s on the inside, or just 9s, just 7s.
What do you guys think?
I think all 4 would
think
be
like a
pretty
bulk
gangster
lights would be
because
What, 2 9s, 2 7s?
yeah, because this is going to be quite a big car, and when we built the silver D-Max, having 4 lights on it kind of like
Made it look a bit
Yeah.
fatter, and they're
Yeah.
wide too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I think that's a good idea. So just angle the 7s out a touch,
Yeah.
so they get those shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
then you got like
2 spots in the
I
centre.
got like 5 lights in here too, and then
The light bar. Yeah, mate, I think that's plenty. I don't think we need lights on the roof or any of that sort of stuff. Yep, okay, mate,
Yeah.
I'm down with that. So, yeah, chuck it all on if you want. Just give me a call when you get this mounted up. Oh, rear bar's on.
Yeah.
Yeah? All done. So this thing here, we're kind of, this one, where we're going, what we're planning on doing with this stuff, this thing's going to do probably not, it's probably not the platform. If you look, the Ram's not it's not a full-blown off-road car, right? No. They're very off-road capable, but they're a touring truck, yeah? If you gotta kind of find what's fit for purpose, and obviously in my garage now, and even for the kids now, they've got a really good mix of touring vehicles with the 105. You got your show pony FJ49, yeah, which is still one of the most badass.
We actually
cars
have
we've built.
for our 4 cars, we have every single base.
I think they're, for me, right, for what I do now and the things that I kind of get into, yeah, I've got my Gladiator. If I want to go out with the kids and go for a hardcore wheel at the Glasshouse Mountains, I've got a vehicle to do it.
Yeah.
Is it the type of car that I want to go touring around Australia, towing an ST5 or a Patriot? No, hell no. This is what I like. Big, comfortable, lots of power. This is the last of the Hemis as well. So have you guys actually thought about that?
Yeah,
This is the last of the V8 Rams.
Yeah, and then they're going into the twin turbo inline 6.
Yeah, so this is a pretty special car. So we want this thing to have the ability to tool really, really well, which is what Ram does out of the box. And the kids are fitting up all of the bar work that we can do some of the more hardcore stuff with it. Yeah. So, but you'll find out a little bit more when we get down to the destination on what this thing's really about. Let me know when the front bar's on. Cool. I'll come back over and check it out. But yeah, I'm down with that. I think that's a good plan. Cool. See you soon.
Hey, okay, I know I'm here to stay. You're just counting on my wins, so I can't play this game.
Alright, so here is the staple item for any 4-wheel drive touring build. This is something that you cannot go without and should be really one of the first things that you do to any car that you're modifying. And that is communications, which in our case, what we are running and what we have always ran is the GME XRS. Personally, I think that this is the best radio on the market, and it's never let us down any time. We're not gonna put this in for now, but we are going to put the whip on the bar while it's off the car, and it's a lot easier to do. So yeah, that's kind of the go. Look at that little stubby arrow. That's just your classic what you should do on your build. So money.
Gotta show 'em how to do it. Man, my team
got some girth. My back's not gonna like this one.
She ain't making plays, okay, your team better play on. Sleeping on me, wake up. Too easy just to lay.
After pushing ahead with the lighting layout, Christian's not entirely happy.
I think that the bar looks really good. I actually do like it in shape. I'm just not sure on the lights. Obviously the outsides match and the insides match, but just not having a complete set of all the same light is throwing it off a bit for me. So I'm not too sure what to do. Okay, I found 2 more 9s because I don't think that the 7s are going to look that good. Okay. Well, I don't think that the 7s currently look that good. Okay. So I think changing to quad 9s, using all the exact same light, is going to look
I think that'll look
better. Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Nothing like getting around the whole budget thing on a technicality, right, Christian?
That looks gangster. I think that actually fits really well. And those size of lights actually fit with like the size of the actual like circle in the main headlight. So I think that actually works really well. It's added some more staunch to the front of the car. That's definitely good. I feel like it needed that.
We
For
like
sure.
the whole front end, just adding the lights, like going from the 7s to the 9s to just filled it out.
Yeah, that's gangster.
That looks primo.
Oh yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. Alright, so now we are on the back end of the bull bar install, and what's the point of doing a bull bar if you don't have a winch? So on this build we are using the Warn 12,000 pound winch. This is a really a good and reliable winch. It's one of those pieces of kit where you don't really need to have on your car, but when you need it, you absolutely I need it, and you need it to work all the time, every time. So let's chuck it in, yeah?
Yeah, and the best thing with the off-road animal bars, you can fit the winch after more quarters.
Yeah.
Installing the winch after the bar's fitted is about to lead to another potentially show-stopping roadblock that will cost the twins heavily. This is not the news Justin wants to hear.
What's happening is the control box on top of the winch doesn't fit. It's probably why they gave you a winch at control box mount to the back, but yeah, so. We have 2 options here. We could make new cables for this, or we could just pull the 105 in here. Let's do it.
So Warn sells 2 versions of this, one with the control box on the top and then one with a remote box, which is basically what we're doing now. Good.
Do you want me to see how quick I can get a remote one?
All right, guys, it's time to win my Patriot Campus X2N. Every season, we give away a prize that changes somebody's life forever. And this season, it's my turn. My X2N is the ultimate off-road camper trailer. Lightweight, compact, and like you've seen on Patriot Games, we tow this trailer absolutely everywhere. Up top, you'll be sleeping in a Rhino rack rooftop tent. Pair that with 2,000 litres of storage and a complete Red Arc electronic system. With this trailer, you'll be able to get off the grid for longer. Purchase any selected products from Patriot Supply, including apparel, camping and off-road gear. The more you get, the more chances you have to win. Want to increase your chances of winning? Join Club Patriot. Get reoccurring monthly entries, exclusive merch, discounts, and early access to new Patriot Supply gear. So what are you waiting for? Get your gear, get your entries, and get lost. Entries close June 30th, 2025. Shop now at patriotsupply.com.au.
So Warn sells 2 versions of this, one with the control box on the top and then one with a remote box, which is basically what we're doing now. Good.
Do you want me to see how quick I can get a remote one?
It doesn't change. It's just cables.
Like
I'd rather just get that now.
The twins think they can do a swap out, but Justin is working on a backup plan to fast track a replacement winch. Ashton and Christian have managed to claw back some time and have finished off what they can while they wait for a solution on the winch.
So this is one of the 8 mounts for the this little higher. So they got 4 mounts on each side, which is going to make these things very, very solid. Every mount's different. It's made to go in exactly that spot. So yeah, we're going to get all of this on. So then you can take another thing off the list and keep the sills of this 1500 nice and protected.
Yeah, passion before desire. I've been away trying to build a wheel up this life require. Slowly letting go to regain control. It's like ice the tires. Had me slipping, I turned the heat up, jumped in the kitchen. Renewed commitment, removed the waste and improved the writer. Took up the text.
I think that's done, finally. So now that's all the off-road animal gear that we're going to be putting on this car. Done. And pretty much the exterior setup of the car is finished, except for the thing that we're putting on the tub, which you will find out about. But that's the look besides wheels and tyres and tub. So pretty excited about that one. Another 2 big jobs ticked off the little list. So yeah, let's keep on going. Let's get this thing done.
Justin gives the twins some direction on fitment for the airbags. And with just 24 hours to go, the 1500 Ram Bighorn is starting to look the goods.
Okay, so a couple of really cool things that we're putting into this build. We've gone with the standard Airbag Man Air Up kit. Now, this is the same kit that we run right across the Patriot campers range. So any Patriot campers that are riding on airbags go with the same kit. You've got a solenoid block there, one of the Airbag Man air compressors, some switches and a gauge. They're going to mount that into the back. Once again, we've got a full air replacement in the back. So depending on the load that we're going to be towing, say we're towing the big boat or we're towing a little Patriot X2, all the things running around with nothing on the hitch, that we can vary the rate. Now those airbags in the back are progressive spring rate as well, which makes a massive difference. So it's not just about putting different pressures. The lower pressure you have in the airbag, the softer the ride is. The higher you go on the pressure, that's how the progressive spring rate works. The spring rate gets a little bit harder. So in the front, we're still waiting on the remote kit for the winch. So that's going to be coming in. We ordered that yesterday, should be arriving today. Boys going to wire up all of the lights. Pretty typical for us. We wire all of our spotlights directly to high beam. So we have an on-off switch and then straight on high beam. So when you go into high beams, when you're traveling in a remote location, you don't have any other vehicles around, you just burn the road. Side steps are on, they're all done. The rear bar's on. You've organised, you've got the flares getting wrapped coated next door. Yep. So one of the boys is wrapped coating them over next door, so hopefully we'll get them installed today. So all in all, the boys are going pretty good. The Ram 1500 is it's coming along. I'm pretty excited.
I'm picking some of the wiring from the clips in the chassis. I think I found a pretty good spot for this. Yeah, right there on the outside of the chassis. We're going to mount the Airbag Man solenoid and the compressor onto the Airbag Man compressor mount, which is just a chassis clamp in style. So we're just going to slap her up in here, and everything is going to be nice and secure without having to make any crazy mounts or anything. This will just bolt in. All good. So let's start mounting everything and get slapped on.
When you elevate, the second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate.
We've got all of the wiring done. As you can see, when you turn that on, it turns the gauge on. You got your up and down and all that. So we just got to make up a little bracket, tidy up all of the cables, and then that's air compressor done. So lovely.
Alright,
so what we have here is some aftermarket guards to go on the Ram. The wheels we have a little bit larger offset than what these do, so to keep it legal and keep the mud off the side of the car, we're just going to widen it out a little bit. As you can see, I kind of got to do a chop job there, but yeah, should look very nice.
Alright,
let's see. this goes. Just gonna make sure that the rubber's all where it needs to be. That looks pretty good.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you a quick update of what the wiring's been doing. Got the pressure sensor wires there, and then I got this, which is going to be from the gauge to the compressor or the solenoid. I'm not exactly too sure. Ashton's handling that. We've got all the wiring running down the back. It's currently coming out here, and we're just going to plop it out the side there because there's a hole up the side of the tub there, which will pop it out into the tub.
The new winch has finally showed up, and the boys fit it to the off-road animal bull bar and continue on with the tedious job of wiring. It's slow work, but rushing the wiring is not an option. This build is definitely coming down to the wire. And with that pun out of the way, the twins are about to take delivery of what will surely be the icing on the cake of this epic build.
What's up, mate?
Christian, Ashton, how you doing, boys?
How's it going, mate?
Very well.
Excited?
We have it. Here it is.
Oh, yeah. Get it out.
Let's get it out and get it on.
Yes. All right, mate. What is this?
This is the absolute brand new RCS, Retract Canopy Systems. It's totally designed to make use of all your tub space in your dual cabs. Most lids or hard canopies don't give you access to the whole tub whenever you want it. The Retract Canopy System does. What we tried to do with this product is give back accessibility to the tub. We found that if we did want to carry motorbikes, mountain bikes, eskies, anything that was taller than the side of the tub, we had to compromise. You don't have to compromise with this. You can just use your tub as your tub, and when you want to cover it, you push a button and your tub is then covered. We have the most important part of the whole system.
Yeah.
This is the unit that expands and contracts
Yep.
to come out and cover your tub.
Yeah.
Obviously, the company's called Retract Canopy Systems, RCS.
It kinda
so
needs that.
it kind of needs to open and close, and that's what it does. You can have your tub covered
Yep.
or not covered.
Yeah.
So you get the use of your tub or not. We have a full roof rack system, but what the best part about it is it's adjustable, so you can have your roof racks out over your tub to have your rooftop tent or carry material or whatever. When you don't want them, all you got to do is loosen the bolts, you slide your rack all the way forward, over the headboard, you've got your whole tub back. So
sick. Awesome.
It's
So cool.
really easy. The whole idea with this is so if you've got a tub, you can use it. Righto, boys, I'm going to leave you to it. It should take you hour and a half tops.
Yeah, okay.
Being that it's your first one, it'll probably take a little bit longer, but yeah, it's pretty easy to install.
All right, mate.
If you need to, check out the website. You'll be able to get it done really easy.
All right, mate. Sweet. Thank
Done,
you.
boys. Enjoy.
Thank you. So much appreciated.
Send me some pics when it's done.
So the first step of the install is you just cut out these little pockets, as you can see up the top here. They've got these little perfectly aligned out pieces that you just chop out, and then you put the little mounting bolts into. Makes it really simple, clean, and easy. So they've actually installed one on our Ram over in the US, which was the first Ram. Installed that, and then I took it off and put it on our new Terrax. So I've actually installed that thing twice. So I've got a pretty decent idea of how this goes together, and it is stupidly easy for how complex this product is. So they've done a really good job on making it as easy for the consumer to put on as possible. Okay, so side rail is mounted. Now I'm putting this crossbar on the front side or the back side, however you want to call it, of the RCS. This is what helps to space out the front of the rails, make sure the spacing is correct. Then we've got a little bar that goes in the back, just so we can tighten it down, make sure that everything's aligned. Then we put all the top fun accessories on. Right, so we're just going to run the power wire. This is very simple. It's got a fuse in it and 2 terminals. It really doesn't need that much power, so very simple. A little loom should be easy enough. What's up, mate? Hey, mate. Well, this is... Ooh, oh, lights. Yeah. You got lights.
Bit fancy.
That is fancy out. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's one of the best parts about these. It's just like the lights, honestly. I don't even care about anything else. Nah,
Yeah,
it's
so
actually really good.
what? So what else did it actually go on? Just the canvas and the.
Yeah, the canvas and
top?
and the cover for it also.
Okay, well, let's do that. Okay, so here we have the guides to get the canvassing. So how these work, they have LHS and then that one has RHS, actually. You can drag in outside. You just slide these in here. And then this just gives you somewhere just to put the canvas on as you're feeding it in. And then once you fed it in, that just comes out. Just makes the install a hell of a lot easier.
Alright, accordion.
With just hours to go before the looming deadline, the RCS canopy system is going on smoothly. Almost too smoothly.
Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now.
So nice, eh?
All in, lit the fire when you doubt it, now I'm all in. Put me with the best, bring the stars in. Undefeated mode, no falsing. Doubted when I lost, slide back when I win. Fade and pay the cost, but I rose so thick and thin. Battles in the scars, see them on my skin.
Alright, let's put some wheels on this thing. Finally. Finally. I've been waiting for the past week and a half to put wheels on the car and it's finally happening. I'm so excited. Hectic.
No, those tires are outside the guard.
No, they're not. Where? Dude, they're not.
Look at it. Look at it. It's perfect. It sits over the top of the tread.
Yes, which is exactly how it's meant to be. You want it pumped as far out as you can. Job done.
That looks so tough. That's a Tourer. Hectic. That right there is a Tourer.
It looks good, by the way. That's wheels and tires always change a car. That's why you should leave them to either the very first thing you do or the very last thing you do, because it's good. It's good motivation for the build, but
Definitely.
it's hectic.
That was ganky, man.
There we go. So I'm just trying to find out where we're going to mark this, for like the hand page. You obviously don't want it on this side because then you can bump it while you're getting in and out of the car, and it's just a little bit more of a pain in the ass because you're gonna have your hand here while you're driving like that. So this hand's always free to grab. So you put it on the left side. It's just where do you want to go, like up top or down low, kind of out of the way, so it's more like has like a daily and it doesn't get in your way while you're using your car for daily duties. Yeah, it's always fun trying to work out where you're gonna put stuff.
Boom!
She's done. We're just cleaning it up.
Oh my
now.
God.
Oh, she's done. Hectic, eh?
Oh my god!
And just like that, with minutes to spare, the 1500 Bighorn is ready to board the Spirit of Tasmania.
She's like a Tourer.
You know what I've got?
What?
I've got Overland Expo vibes. That is a full-blown
American
Yankee
Tourer.
Tourer.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys know by now I've been away for a couple of days. I've actually had some other things that I've had to deal with, so I haven't seen the truck since you last saw me in the episode, and nobody's been keeping me updated. Oh my god. How's the colour?
It's a good day. It actually looks good, yeah.
How's the colour?
Yeah. When it first sold in, me and Ashton weren't fully sold, but now with all of these parts on, the thing has just bloody come around perfectly.
The blue was a little bit, look, we've got, I think the colour choice was, we've done red, we've done graphite to death, we've done white to death, we've done black to death, we've done silver, and it just...
We needed a colour. We need something else.
That? Whose call was that?
Or what? The Raptor?
The Raptor.
I think it was either yours or mine, or that was like a mutual thing.
How's the way that works in with the... This is the thing about building a truck, right? And I think this is something that we've always done really. We don't build ugly trucks. Like we just, yes, that sounds very arrogant. Put it in the comments if you think we've built ugly trucks.
We have never built something that looks bad.
That's actually a lie. There's been 2 cars we've built that are ugly. One's a GQ and the other one's a GU.
And they both look good for what they are. They were both.
I like the GU. The GQ look like art.
It was the nicest one you've ever seen in your life.
Anyway, forget about that stuff. The tying in, I think, of this, so obviously you've got the texture on the off-road animal bull bars and then that flow of the Raptor into the texture with the door handle. So, look, let's be honest, it's kind of making the base model not look like a base model.
Yeah. Like, it all matches it together. It looks like all the more plasticky parts on the base model, it looks like it's meant to be here.
Mate, it is the wheels, like they're obviously machined with the blue levers.
Yeah,
dude, this thing is...
like the chrome a little bit.
Chuck it in the comments. What do you think right now? Am I getting a little bit overexcited about something that you don't think's cool? Because to me, that's badass. And, wow.
Yes.
I think this is going to be the next biggest thing in the 4x4 industry. I can't see how it's not. And to be honest with you, I've been running one of these for about a year in the United States. I've been doing a little bit of product testing for this company on my TRX in the US. A couple of people that follow Patriot Games, you might have noticed. I've had an under the radar one. I've been doing a lot of product testing over there. This thing here, the RCS canopy, I honestly think this is going to be the next big thing. I don't have a car with a canopy anymore besides the black truck. You'll notice my Ram 2500 that I've been driving, the Isuzus that we've been building, because our lifestyle demands a tub, right? Once you go and put a canopy on the back of your touring car, it only is really good for touring, and that's fine. I mean, if that's predominantly what you use your truck for, obviously canopies are dope and they've definitely got their place. I'm not saying they don't. The advantage of this thing is we can use it like a canopy. Everything's secure inside. Then on Friday afternoon, you come home, you push the button and you put your dirt bike in the back. Or you go and get a Bobcat to load you up with a ton of gravel. You know, you can do all of the things with your ute that you buy a ute for.
Yeah.
But now you've got the advantage of having a canopy as well. And which one is it? Like one button. And look, here's a story for you, right? And this is what I think about the RCS and why it's going to change the game. My TRX in the United States, you two were with me.
Yeah.
We were moving factories. We were moving into the new Las Vegas headquarters. So every time we'd go and do a load, we'd push the button, open the canopy, fill everything from the sides, close it, lock the thing. Obviously, you can lock everything in on the back. Remember that night we went to Walmart, picked up the washing machine?
Yeah. That was funny.
So we went into Walmart, we picked up a washing machine in a massive box, opened the canopy, we slid it in the back, pushed the button, closed it, drove to the MGM Grand and valeted the car with a washing machine in the back, and no one even knew that it was in there.
Yep.
That's the advantage of what this thing's going to do. How smooth is that? LED lights and all the rest of it.
So if you hit button 2, then
button
you
2,
need lights on.
Lights on, lights off, and look at that. I mean, security-wise, yeah, it's a canopy, but there's structure all inside this. Even if I stabbed that with a knife and cut the vinyl, there's nothing of size that I could pull out of this thing. So security-wise, all the channels in the side. I know they've got plans for Max Trax holders, shovel holders. This one's got the roof rack over the top, so we're running the James Baroud. Absolutely on point. Go block, yeah?
Yeah, essential.
Awesome, thank you very much, because I'm going to be running a fridge. I'll be running the freezer in the back of this for the trip that's coming up. Ando's on, I can see.
Yeah.
Still rear bar. Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, how's your Cali, Lane?
Stop it.
Airbags, look, the airbags in the back, I've found, and I did it to my TRX in the United States, and it's completely changed everything for me because of the different loads that we're constantly carrying. As your load changes in your truck, with the airbags in the back, obviously you can change the spring rate. That's it's not just the height, right? So don't consider it's just you can adjust the height up and down. They're a progressive airbag. So the more air you put in there, effectively the harder the spring rate gets. The less air you put in there, if you're not carrying a load, the softer the spring rate gets. So when you're running around with no load in the back, it's the ultimate in comfort. Then you go and put load on the thing, pump the airbags up, the spring rate increases, thing stays dead flat and rides just as good. So, yeah.
The challenge was to build a Ram 1500 Bighorn, the base spec 1500 from Ram, into a touring vehicle capable of conquering Climby's track in Tasmania with only the bare essentials. Patriot are known for over-the-top builds, and ironically, this build has turned out just as epic. Featuring off-road animal bar work with a 12,000-pound winch from Warn. And of course, the new remote reservoir Fox shocks with an airbag man helper kit in the rear. On the roof is a Rhino rack platform with accessories and awning. And a GME comms unit with whip and XRS. Finishing off the look of the Bighorn is a set of Mickey Thompson MTZs wrapped around Method wheels and the all-new RCS retractable canopy system. On time, on budget, and on its way to spectacular Tasmania. Yeah, the boys.
Unbelievable. Great job. And what this means now is, this is probably the last time you're going to see me in a build episode, because they just got it. They're finally there. Enjoy the Ram 1500. Keep an eye out very, very soon. I'm taking this thing on a massive trip, and I am super excited to be in the comfort of a 1500 with the IFS in the front. And the very, very last of the Hemis. The Hemis are going, guys. They're almost gone. And once they're gone, that's it. They're done. I don't think you're ever going to see a Hemi back in a Ram. I think this is probably right now an investment for the base price of the Ram Bighorn. What you get for that price is standard. I genuinely believe that it can't be beaten at the moment as far as features goes for a ute at that price point. They're still expensive. I'm not saying that they're not, but when you consider what you actually get out of a Bighorn for the price point, it's very, very hard to look past this truck as a daily driver and a touring truck. So guys, yeah, chuck it in the comments. What do you think of the Ram 1500 as a touring build? I think this one's a cracker. Yeah. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel as well. We keep generating all of this content for you guys, and we do engage with everybody in the comments. We do read all the comments. We love getting the feedback, all the notifications about what this truck's going to be doing. If you subscribe to the channel, you're going to get to see. Me and the media team are having a little bit of a debate over it, but I reckon there's going to be 5 pretty solid episodes coming up real soon that are going to be featuring this truck. Yep. I can see some smiles coming from behind the camera. So keep an eye out where we get to next. Let's go and beat the hell out of this thing. Yes. And yeah, I'm pumped. I'm excited. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I haven't seen the damage yet, but that's game over. That's it, perfect.